Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. I am here at the Kitchener Waterloo Bonsai Society's Fall Show and Sale. So let's go inside and have a look. This year we have a venue change. We're at St. Francis Church in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. In we go. Here is the vendor area, and Hendry, the bonsai guy, has got trees here for sale. So Chris has got all kinds of cool trees here for sale. There's his card, the bonsai guy. So here's the show. We're in the basement, and it's been very busy throughout the whole day here today. Admission is free. Donations are welcome, of course. So let's have a look at the trees now. We'll start down here. We're starting off small today with a Gollum Jade. And there's a little elephant with it. Yeah, beautifully presented. Succulent accent plant. Here's a small ivy in a tree-like form, a Hydra helix. And here's a viewing stone. Very tiny one. Very African looking with the reddish soil and the red rock. Here is a very artistic composition. A helmet. Plants growing out of it. That looks really nice. Here's some driftwood with some plants. I think there's strawberries growing out the top. Yeah, that looks cool. And here is an Austrian pine, Pinus nigra. A couple of years in development from nursery stock and looking very mature. Beautiful branch structure. Yeah. The accent plant with the Austrian pine is getting fall colors on it, so that's nice to see. And here is a willow tree. I think this is like a pussy willow. Beautiful canopy on it. An old mature bark on the trunk. Yeah, very, very nice. And here is an emmer maple forest. Very, very nice. You can almost imagine walking underneath the trees. Yeah, a good variety of sizes in the planting, and they all look natural and mature. And we have an eastern white cedar, Thuja occidentalis. Very mature looking tree. Nicely pruned, good branch structure on it. And we have a small Portulacaria afra planting in a long rectangular tray. Sort of a water land penging. Looks really cool. Behind that is an Atelficus, African fig, root over rock planting. Here's an African ficus. Really nice structure on it. Here is a little spirea. You can see the size of it. It's a big little tree. It looks awesome. Beside that is a Schefflera, dwarf Schefflera. Another big little tree. And we've got some ivy here growing over a rock. Here's a Japanese maple. Beautiful canopy on it. Deadwood on the trunk. So Hong had to leave the show early, so we'll have a look at his trees. Here they are. Beautiful trees. A larch, a maple, and a cypress?
False cypress.
False cypress. Wow, Hong. Just beautiful. Well, I'm glad I caught them before you left.
Oh, I thought.
There's Hong's trees out in the sun. Wow, they look fantastic.
Getting big.
See you later, Hong. Thanks. Here we have an eastern white cedar. Kind of a root over rock planting. Deadwood on the trunk. Here's a Ficus benjamina, one of the small leaf varieties. Yeah, a beautiful tree. And here is a Korean hornbeam. Massive trunk on it. Beautiful roots. Yeah, very well developed tree. Here is a Cascade Natal plum. Getting really old looking bark on the trunk. And here is a willow leaf ficus. Beautiful canopy on it. Good root spread. And here is a potentilla. You can see the driftwood on the trunk. Small leaves and these flower. They're beautiful. Beautiful plant for bonsai. Here's a blue rug juniper. Cascade style. Here is a Japanese climbing hydrangea. Very mature specimen. Check that out. And here is an eastern white cedar. And this is a tanuki. So it's a living tree kind of wrapped around deadwood, driftwood. It looks fantastic. Just shows what you can do. And here is a dwarf schefflera. Lots of aerial roots on it. And this is a very small tree. It looks fantastic. And there's an alligator down here to keep it company. Fantastic. And a geranium as an accent plant. A very cool pot. Here is an eastern white cedar, and this is one of the dwarf cultivars. Just amazing small foliage on it. Very cool. Its accent plant is it's either ivy or a ficus. Really nice. And here is a trident maple root over rock. Really nice tree, and again, it's very small. Yeah, really good development. And there's the accent plant. Wonderful. Here is a desert rose. Kind of a slanting style, mature plant on a slab of wood. It looks really nice. Here is a Shimpaku juniper. Very cool. And these are Chris Snedden pots. Beautiful display. And here is a dwarf Alberta spruce. Very beautiful pot. And there's the accent plant growing in a moss ball. And here is my Norfolk Island pine planting. With the parrot's beak, Melina beside it, on a rock. The fern growing underneath the pines. And here is my willow leaf ficus in the old Chinese pot. And the rubber tree beside it as an accent plant. Here is my bird's nest spruce. And the grass accent plant here. And here is my Portulacaria afroforest in the baobab style, with the scarred up trunks, kind of a Caboo Island inspired planting. And for the accent I have these aloes. And here is a tiger bark ficus, sort of an S-shaped style, looking mature. And here is a Portulacaria afra, kind of the light green leaf variety. Might even be a variegated one, I'm not sure. Yeah, looking really good. Here's a red cedar. Cascade style, looking good. And a tiger bark ficus. Quite a wide spreading canopy on it. Mature trunk. Yeah, very, very cool. And here is a large jade. Very nice arrangement, sort of a twin trunk.
I'm not the tree.
Yeah, looking really cool. African violet as the accent plant. And a driftwood stand. It all matches really, really nice together, all the color palette in this planting. Very nice. Here's a Japanese juniper in a beautiful blue pot. Ah. And here is a boxwood. A little tiny boxwood tree. Beside that, we have a Chinese elm. Check that pot out. Is that ever cool? Beside that, a Thuja occidentalis. Yeah, a collection of small trees. And here is my Burt Davii ficus. I did decide to put the lion underneath it for today anyway. And for the accent plant, I have the little tiny Portulacaria afroforest. Here's my ficus microcarpa, or ginseng ficus, from the grocery store.
Because, you know, I've only known sort of like this sort of, but like seeing like the wall, a tiny little something like.
And here is a Melina parrot's beak. Really nicely developed, getting nice trunk flare, beautiful branch structure. And for its accent is the smallest little tiny thing. I'll zoom in. So this is in a pot that Sophie made, and you can see the size of it next to my finger here. I thought my pots were small. This is even smaller. So just amazing. So that's so cool. And here's a Ficus benjamina. Some ceramic mushrooms in the pot. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before. And an accent plant down here. Yeah, looking good. And we have a Brazilian rain tree here. Very, very compact growth. It looks really nice. Mine looks very light and airy compared to this one. This must get pruned quite regularly. Yeah, nice compact growth. It's looking good. And here is one of my jades. I brought it in case I needed another accent plant, and turns out I didn't need it. So it's just on display by itself. So it's an old plant. I got this as a cutting from Hong like maybe 20 years ago. It's in a pot made by Ray, and it's on a stand from the thrift store, which I think suits it quite nicely. Here is a giant Japanese maple. Very nice feathery leaves on it. You can look up at the structure. A very large tree. And here is a Chinese juniper. Looks like the blue star variety, the blue ones. And here is a flowering quince. Betcha that looks beautiful when it flowers. And here is a yew tree. It's got a very interesting trunk on it. Very twisty. Yeah, it's going to be a nice tree as it matures. And we've got a couple of thujas, eastern white cedars. A single trunk one here. And one over here that kind of, I guess it's a single trunk, but it has two kind of dominant branches. Yeah, looking cool. And you can see the pot is a repaired pot with the gold epoxy. Interesting. And last is an American elm.
That's what I did in my room in the basement.
In the I need to get some more nutrition.
I think I have all the trees photographed. I even caught Hong just before he left and got his trees in the video too. So that's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.